Hi, everyone. It's Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. It's Book Talk Friday, and I have two great memoirs picked out for you by two of our country's funniest and creative actresses. The first came out just this year. It's called Hello, Molly by Molly Shannon. Many of us first became acquainted with Molly during her tenure on Saturday Night Live in the late 1990s, one of the golden ages of Saturday Night Live talent, where she created incredible and memorable characters alongside the likes of Tim Meadows, Anna Gasteyer, Jimmy Fallon, and Will Ferrell. She left to pursue many critically acclaimed film and TV roles and actually even wrote her first children's book called Tilly the Trickster. She is known for being wacky, courageous, but also for injecting her characters with humanity and pathos. What is not known by most people until they read this book is that she developed those characteristics out of a childhood of tragedy. At a tender age, she lost her mother, sister, and cousin in a car accident in which her father was driving under the influence. He was left to deal with his guilt and put their lives back together as a single parent, encouraging Molly's creativity and boundary pushing in what today might be called questionable parenting. My favorite part of this book is when she was 13 at the breakfast table with her dad and best friend talking about dares. Her dad said the greatest stunt would be to stow away on an airplane. Well, the two young girls declared that they could do it. And, well, here's the first bit of questionable parenting in that section. Her father responded saying, "I dare you." Well, that set in motion a scheme in which two middle school-aged girls dressed up like they were going to ballet lessons made their way to the Cleveland airport and conned their way onto a commercial flight to New York City. Now, it was a time when airport security was a lot more loose, but still, you'd think two little girls dressed as ballerinas wandering around on their own would stick out at an airport. The kicker is they made it to New York City, and then from LaGuardia Airport into Manhattan itself, spending a rather delightful day shoplifting, dine and dashing, and trying to find the hotel room that would take them in until their dad could drive out to pick them up. They couldn't, so in a second bit of questionable parenting, on the phone home with her dad, he instructed her to find their way back, but he wasn't paying for their airfare, so figure it out. Thus, two middle school-aged girls dressed as ballerinas without a guardian in sight made their way back to LaGuardia Airport, where they found that their previous con jobs didn't work on the more sophisticated New York airport staff. Cut to the chase, their dad did pay for their tickets, they made their way back safely, and he docked Molly's babysitting earnings until she paid off that airfare. There's a lot more fun anecdotes in this book, as well as some serious insights into her life as a struggling and successful actress who still enjoys working today. Hello, Molly came out to great reviews, and this also brings me to my pick for the older title this week that came out in 2015. Why Not Me by another comedic writer and actress, Mindy Kaling. Many of us were introduced to Mindy through her iconic character on the American version of The Office, a sitcom in which she didn't just act, she also wrote, produced, and directed. She followed that up with her own sitcom, The Mindy Project, and like Molly Shannon, continues to enjoy success in TV and film. She is a successful writer as well, preceding Why Not Me with an earlier memoir called Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? The blurb for this book says in this memoir she shares her ongoing journey to find contentment and excitement in her adult life, whether it's falling in love at work, seeking new friendships in lonely places, attempting to be the first person in history to lose weight without any behavior modifications whatsoever, or more important, believing that you have a place in Hollywood when you're constantly reminded that no one else looks like you. It's a brief, funny, insightful book that you can get through in an afternoon. Now, one thing, Kaling has famously had two children as a single mother, refusing to divulge the father's identity. A lot of people automatically assumed it might be BJ Novak, her Office co-star that she did have a relationship with back in the day and is still best friends with, but he's only their godfather. And in this book, she confesses that her relationship with BJ is weird as hell, and it's one of the more enjoyable sections of this brief memoir. This book also came out to great reviews and, like Hello, Molly, is available at Mono County Libraries. Come in and grab these or another great memoir to read. In the meantime, stay safe and happy reading.